Is there any cause for concern for Florida State? Got a win yesterday against Boston College. Final score was 31-29. We said it going into the week. This was not a great spot for Florida State. We'll talk about that more, but it didn't look pretty. Didn't look pretty because then you go to Clemson, South Carolina next weekend for a clash to take over the throne more or less unofficially in the ACC. Is there cause for concern? I'll talk about it here in just a second. Make sure you're subscribed right here, Florida State faithful. We've had a lot of y'all join the program recently and be subscribed right here. So for that, we appreciate you. And if you have not yet joined the party, hey, totally free, no pressure. Just want you a part of this community. Would welcome that, would love that. Also follow me on the socials at JD Piquel on Instagram, as well as on Twitter or X, whatever you're calling it. You can find me on there. We can interact and just add more to what we already have going here. So we appreciate you for that. Is there cause for concern? Well, I said all week, I thought this was a horrible spot for Florida State. I mean, you have a look ahead to Clemson the next week, and you're on the road against a conference opponent. It's a noon kick, red bandana game for Boston College, so they're playing inspired football. Enormous spread, like you're supposed to just take care of business. Also a mobile quarterback for Boston College. Like there was a lot baked into this that I did not like, but even so now, hear me very clearly when I say this. We say it a lot on this very program. There is no such thing as a bad win in college football, especially against an ACC opponent, man. No such thing as a bad win. You celebrate all of them. You learn from all of them. But what I saw yesterday from Florida State was not something that has me overwhelmingly concerned for what they're going to be the rest of the season. Because I think if we're judging Florida State, we have to decide what we want to trust. Option one, do we trust what we saw week one where they throttled a top 10 team in LSU in convincing fashion? Or do we trust the game where they went on the road in a look-ahead spot against lesser competition, took their eye off the ball, noon kick, and that's how we judge Florida State? I'm going to go ahead and choose to judge them by that first game because I think that's what we have seen them to be capable of. And for Florida State going the rest of the way now, this is going to be a thing for them where they have to continue to refine the internal part of their game. The roster itself, not a lot to be desired. I think on paper, Florida State undoubtedly is one of the best teams in the country. The majority of teams they play now, this will be their Super Bowl. It will be, we got Florida State coming to town, or we're going to Tallahassee. We're going to give them all we can handle. We are emptying the clip, rather. We are emptying the playbook. Everything we have, we're throwing it at you. And so for that spot for Florida State, I'm not concerned about it. I mean, that was like the theme of yesterday was make it as ugly as possible across the country and still find a way to win your football game. Florida State got the email, took part in it, got out of Boston College with the win. Good for them. I think for Florida State now, the thing that you talk about with this game, though, going forward is the issues that you saw yesterday, the things that you didn't like, you still have to address. Like you can't just chalk it up to, oh, we weren't ourselves that day, whatever, let's keep rolling. Like the issues you saw with a mobile quarterback and how you fit those quarterback design runs and how you played quarterback improvisation, that's going to show itself again. Clemson and Cade Klubnik now. Cade Klubnik, he can wiggle a little bit here. If you give him time, he can deliver. What we saw from that secondary, I don't know if it was good enough. Actually, I promise you, in Tallahassee, they do not believe that was good enough. That's not up to their standard. The ball security issues, that can't be the case. We can't put the ball on the carpet and have 2 fumbles lost. Like that can't be what it is for Florida State going forward. But I would say this too. Yesterday, for Florida State to have a win where they have to answer first, that they have a game where they're down 3-10 and they find a way to fight back and they pull ahead and they're up 31-10. And then in the third quarter, they kind of let it slip a little bit. Jordan Travis, not all the way healthy, it looks like. Scary moment there. Glad he's okay. Glad he came back in the game. The best time to get punched in the mouth is the second time. Florida State already got that first time out of the way. They've already taken the first one on the chin. Now when they go to play Clemson and they get punched in the mouth against them, it's okay, we've been here before. No panic, no deer in the headlights, no stunned feeling. And that's one of the reasons why you liked that you brought back so much proven production from a year ago, is you already had a lot of that baked in. I think you saw that yesterday, but you're not going to have that, oh, wow moment against Clemson. I don't know if you had that oh wow moment against Boston College, but there was a moment there where you kind of came face to face with your mortality. And that's the other thing. You are wide awake now to what can happen if you don't play your best football. Heck, if Boston College can make it a game, what's Clemson going to do? What's Miami going to do? What does that look like if you don't bring your A game? You're going to get beat. And now this is exactly the fuel that you want heading into the week where you go to Clemson, South Carolina to play the defending ACC champs. Now you have a lot to coach up. You have a sense of urgency, a little bit of fire in your belly. I think for Mike Norvell and company, you don't love the way that it looked on tape, but in terms of ammunition for what you can preach to your kids going forward in this week, I don't think you could have drawn it up any better. So, found a way to get it done. No such thing as a bad win in college football, and Florida State took part in what everybody took part in yesterday, which was let's find a way to make it ugly. Let's find a way to win a football game. And they did that. Final score, 31-29. Florida State, again, finding a way to get it done. We appreciate y'all being locked in. If you have not yet subscribed, no time like the present, follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at JD Piquel. I want to hear from you. I want to hear your thoughts about this game. So follow me there, tweet at me, DM me, whatever you prefer. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We're going to keep this party rolling. We will see y'all next time. Hey y'all, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.